We have a very special guest on the phone with us right now. Beatrice R is with us. Beatrice, thank you for joining us. Appreciate it.
You're most welcome.
All right. Where are we calling from today?
I'm calling from Salisbury, North Carolina.
Love it. Okay. So not too far away from here.
Oh, in fact, we come to Foley a lot.
Oh, love it. Yeah.
And Charleston, my husband and I are both soccer players, so we come down for the Soccer Low Country Invitational every year. And
oh, nice.
Regular vacation spot for us. So I'm a little jealous of you living down there.
I know, right? You know, speaking of soccer, my son is actually doing the Charleston Battery Soccer Camp this week, and he is over the moon about it, loving it, and told me the other day he wants to be a soccer player when he grows up. And I told him, I want you to as well, and take Daddy to all the games. So
there you go.
All right. Well, Beatrice, you are on the phone with us for a certain reason. You have, I believe, a book out there right now.
I do. The H3LT, the Hair Three-Legged Table Solution for Education. It's a book about what we call a three-legged table. It's a construct that I've built into my business, the Salisbury Tutoring Academy. And we've been using this for 14 years now. And it's a premise that parents and teachers and students all have to work together. But there's a role, and everyone has to do their own part separately. And it ties into the soccer and the fact that it's like a team thing. You know, in soccer, if you take a sprint and then you have to look, your other members have to show for you.
Gotcha.
In education, the parents have to do their part, the students have to do their part, the teachers have to do their part.
I like that idea, the teamwork idea, because you don't really hear a lot of people, or you don't really think about a lot of the teamwork when it comes to schooling. You think, I mean, a lot of new parents who have their kids in the first kindergarten, something like that, they'll take them to class and just, okay, have a good day, and then don't really think anything about it until they pick them up after school.
Drop the children off the door and they don't really know. They don't know how their children learn. They don't know how to support or what they need. So I'm a big proponent for something that I think is just a movement, that it's coming, it's on its way, and it's for a customized, individualized education. That, you know, a classroom has one teacher, 25 kids, and I did that for 8 years, and I loved it. I enjoyed the class, and I could see those light bulbs, but the light bulbs were rare. You know, I'd see, oh, there's one, and an hour later, oh, there's one. So what I did was I left the classroom, and I opened up my own business, the Salisbury Tutoring Academy, and everything is one-on-one. And then we built in this three-legged table into every one of the families. And we call it a platform, you know, a platform for transformation. Once we have in place what the parents need to do, what the children need to do, what my staff needs to do, then that's where it's a place that the light bulb is almost guaranteed. We can actually create the environment where the light bulbs happen, and they don't happen rarely. They don't happen by occasion. They happen by design.
All right. Now, a lot of the things that are happening in schools these days, a lot of kids, even at the young age when they first go to school in kindergarten, are dealing with a lot of bullying.
Yep.
How can your tutoring program, or really this three-legged table, how can that help reduce bullying in the school?
Well, it's actual fact. We're a data-driven business, so we know the kids' report cards come up, their standardized test scores come up, their SAT scores come up. Even like a kindergartner, their grades are pluses, and they can read and they can do their numbers. So that's a data-driven thing. But what I have found is how many children over the years come and tell me that they used to be bullied, but once they started feeling really good about school and that light bulbs were coming regularly and they understood everything that was going on, that they would, before they felt, if they weren't secure, if they didn't have their total confidence, they would come home and they would cry about what the children would say, and it would hurt them and it would bother them. But once they felt really comfortable and sure of themselves and feeling like they were doing their very best and they liked what they were doing, then the kids would still say the mean things because people are unconscious and children do and say mean things. It's just something across the board. It's universal. It's always happened. It probably always will. So the best way to defend against it is just to have these children that are very confident, that are sure of themselves, that feel really good about what they're doing each day, and they enjoy school and they're happy, and then they're immune. So it's almost like immunity. The tutoring is an immunity for the bullying.
Love it, love it. So a confident student is a successful student.
And also one that might not go home and cry because the kid said a mean thing in the playground.
Yeah. So, we have a list of discussion questions that we can talk about today. One of the things that is on there is what are some of the tools that kids need to survive these days? And I think you hit it right on the head, the fact that you said a confident student might be able to take those things that people say and that the bullies are out there saying and just let it kind of bounce off of them.
Yep, bounce off. They're immune. They can see it for what it is. They just concentrate on, yes, but I'm making the A on the next test. And obviously, I work with all ages. Our school is, a franchise for kindergarten through 12th grade. Mm-hmm. So the little kids get the benefits. The older kids are the ones that can vocalize it the most. And they just say, oh, okay, there's that mean comment that in the 7th grade killed me. And the same girl saying it. And now I'm in the 9th grade, but I'm going to college. Mm-hmm. And I'm working on these other things. And there it is. And that's just because that's a mean person. So it gives them a context to be able to put it where it belongs, to be the little thing it is versus the how overpowering mean girl comments can be or bullies can be.
Yeah. Do you find that there's a certain age group where the bullying affects them most, like compared to like a kindergartner compared to a senior in high school? I mean,
hurts at all ages. It definitely hurts at all ages. But what I'm finding that the kids are telling me is that it hurts the most in the 6th and 7th and 8th grade. Mm-hmm. And that's because naturally children have their own insecurities that are screaming at them at that point.
Sure.
Because their bodies are changing. They're coming into, do new things about themselves and they're not sure of themselves and they're not always so confident. So really if a child is reaching their potential, a middle school kid is reaching their potential, they're doing their very best, they are sure about what they're doing, they feel good about it, they are immune. But any of the children that have any kind of weakness academically, it also tends to go with feeling a weakness emotionally and socially.
Do you find that sometimes the kids who are bullied turn around and bully others to make themselves feel a little bit better?
I have to say that I see both sides of the bullying thing. Mm-hmm. I see that the kids that are bullying are also hurting.
Yeah.
Right? So in my situation, the kids that talk to me and they write essays and write in their journals and talk about it, they really are more victimized. They just go to the bathroom and cry. They go home at night and they just stay awake in the bed just hurting, and their parents can't say anything and nothing really consoles it. Yeah. So it's really tough for them. Bullies are people that are hurting too. Maybe that's how their parents talk to each other. Maybe that's what they hear. So overall, I would say that the kids that I know of that have been bullied have not bullied back, but I do know that it is humanity to be unconscious and to be unthinkingly cruel.
Sure. Yeah, no, I understand that. Now, it is the summer months right now. Kids are out of school, maybe except for those who are taking year-round schooling, which I know a lot of parents would kind of wish that would happen during the summer months after the first 2 or 3 weeks. But
they do.
Yes, they do. I know it.
Too.
I know it. And that it's so funny. And I don't mean to get off topic, but I was talking to a substitute teacher the other day. I went to a restaurant and was waiting for the food. And he used to be a principal and he's a substitute teacher for 20-something years. And he was asking my son, are you excited that school's out? And my son Jaden was like, oh, yeah, I love it. I'm doing this. And then he looked at me. He's like, Dad, are you excited that school's out? And I was like, I'm about at that 3-week phase right now where I'm excited for him, but I'm ready. And he's like, I find that a lot, that happens, that parents are a little bit more excited for the kids to go back to school, but after 3 weeks, the kids are getting ready to go back to school as well.
They get bored. They really do get bored. They miss their friends. They miss the structure. Children need consistency, continuity.
Yeah.
So a break is good. So actually, the Salisbury Tutoring Academy offers a solution. The children only come 1 hour a week for the one-on-one, but because of the platform and the three-legged table, they're in the program 5 days a week, so they have to do a little something each night. So we keep them going. So the Salisbury Tutoring Academy and the customized, individualized one-on-one is the solution for that.
Yeah,
in terms of the children are still being exposed to school, they're not losing that ground.
Sure.
In my experience, children actually lose ground in the summer. We'll test them before they leave, and then when they come back, their word attack may have lost 5 or 6 months, that kind of thing, that they actually lose.
Yeah, sure. And the reason why I was bringing that up, that whole diatribe, that story that I told you, was just because of the structure, that you see the kids get to the point where they know their routine, they know what's happening during the school year, and then the summer months comes, and after that 3 weeks, it's just like you have to start all over again. So what are the things that parents can do, and with your theory here of the three-legged table, what can we do to equip those kids in the summertime to get ready to jump right back into school without losing a step and be those confident individuals and students?
Okay, so then let's just say you were to buy my book.
Sure.
The H3LT, the Hair Three-Legged Table, can be found, if you Google Beatrice Hair on Amazon. It can be found on my website with the Salisbury Tutoring Academy. And you were to buy the book. Well, you would set up this structure. It's a contract, you and your son. Hopefully you'd get a third person, maybe even that principal who's a friend or a tutor, and then you would agree on these goals. Certain things that he would have to read a number of minutes every night, and when he did that, he'd get his sticker, and that kind of thing. So you would structure out kind of what you want to see. What grade is your son going into?
He will go into the first grade.
first grade. So, a lot of reading has to happen in the first grade. Basic math facts, addition, quick. So math facts are fast. He could say 6 + 2 in his head. And so you'd put math facts on there, you put a little bit of reading, maybe get some learning games that he could do, and then go, as he would complete the contract, he gets a big certificate. There's a lot of ideas in the book in terms of what type of reward to keep him motivated, and it'd be just a perfect little thing to do in the summer, actually. And then the book is very clearly spelled out in terms of ideas for how to do everything. There are examples of each of the contracts in there. And then if there's a little unfavorable behavior your son may have that you don't like, you can also modify that. Like go to bed on time.
Yeah.
So it's also, we do both ways. We build on strengths and look for the goals that we want to achieve. But if there's also a negative behavior that we don't want, you modify the behavior that way. So the tool goes a lot of different ways, and it works beautifully for rising first graders.
Awesome. The author is Beatrice R. The book is the Hair Three-Legged Table Solution for Education, the H3LT. Beatrice, I really appreciate you calling in today. It's been a pleasure.
I've enjoyed it. Thank you so much. Enjoy.